Right now, Hurricane Milton making its way across Florida just over 2 hours after making landfall near Siesta Key as a Category 3 hurricane with winds estimated at 120 miles per hour. Take a look at this live picture from Fort Myers. Wind and rain whipping through and the storm surge rising. More than 1.5 million people are without power. The damage far and wide. The storm downing a building housing St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office vehicles hundreds of miles away and hours before the storm came ashore. Officials have been warning Floridians to evacuate or hunker down for days. Now the state in the thick of the storm. Reporter Luke Clary from our sister station in Tampa has a look at the conditions tonight.
We're standing just outside of our hotel in downtown St. Pete. We wanted to show you just how powerful the winds are blowing here. Take a look. Now this is the intersection of 4th Street and 3rd Avenue, and you can see the rain just coming down in sheets. The wind just coming through here, blowing debris around. You might be able to make out over there. You see the water running through the gutter and a bit of tree debris that's sitting there. And we haven't seen much in the way of it flying around, but when the gusts come through here, as they are right now, it's not hard to see why people are so concerned about all of the debris left over from Hurricane Helene that crews did not have a chance to clean up before this storm came in. So once again, as we see some of the water pooling in the gutters, some of these gutters are clogged right now with tree debris, branches, and leaves. That could be a concern. We're about a block, 2 blocks from any of the mandatory evacuation zones, and we're about 40 feet above sea level here. So flooding is not a significant concern. We may be out of harm's way in terms of that storm surge, but as you can clearly see, the driving rain and those whipping winds remain a significant concern and a serious hazard from where we stand in downtown St. Pete.
And one of the serious threats with this hurricane is that storm surge. In Punta Gorda, the surge rising a few feet. Meanwhile, take a look at the surge in Port Charlotte, that water overtaking a parking garage there. And earlier tonight, the water getting sucked out of Tampa Bay, the sea level falling by 11 feet. Milton also producing some really incredible tornadoes, including this one caught on camera near West Palm Beach. 21 tornadoes were confirmed, and there were 130 tornado warnings across the state, the most in a single day in Florida. Just an incredibly powerful storm. Belle joins us now with a look at where things go from here. Belle?
Well, those tornadoes, Julie, did start at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and now, of course, it's 11 o'clock at night, and the storm is raging across western or the central part of Florida. The one thing that is good is that the southern part of Florida, other than the wind, has been left out of the rain. That rain really just pounding the central and northern part of the state. It did make landfall, as you mentioned, 7:30 our time, 8:30 when it came to Florida time, East Coast time. And I have looked at a few wind gusts. I've seen one that was up to 117 miles per hour, but we're talking about just under 120, so Category 3, as it went on to that area by Siesta Key, which is basically Sarasota, south of Tampa. And the reason the water got pulled out of Tampa Bay, 11 feet of it in this very large bay, is because that's the way the flow worked. So it pulled the water out of Tampa Bay, and then that water did surge south of Sarasota onto the land. So we're talking about potentially 6 to 9 inches of rain falling across the central part of Florida, including Orlando. So you can see all of the green squares are flood warnings. And this storm will remain a hurricane all the way across the landmass. In fact, it will not become a Category 1 and a lesser storm until it moves really far off into the Atlantic. So it's going to be a Category 2 all the way across Florida tonight. And then eventually when it gets into the Atlantic Ocean, it will calm down a bit and diminish. But what a storm. And again, as you mentioned, 21 tornadoes and 130 reports, the most ever for Florida. And here is where they were. They were on the eastern side of the state primarily, and they were all from superstorms. They were large tornadoes, and it was quite an amazing day in Florida still this evening.